So your children are carrying the trauma that you haven't healed yet. And I want you to know that this video isn't a me bashing you if you're a parent. This is a what is it I can do to make things better for my kids? Because that's why you clicked on it, because you love your children so much and you're like, oh my God, I need some help. And one of the things that tends to happen, and I get a lot of parents come and work with me, is they go and see practitioners and they're like, how can I help my child? Let this video be the difference to you. And let me tell you, what you heal in you, it means that you actually heal that in your line and you heal that in your children. And I want you to know that. And one of the best places that we can start healing as adults, especially when we've got our children, is starting with our inner child. Someone very close to me has been working incredibly hard, and things with her teenagers and her older children are massively changing because of the healing that she is doing on herself. She speaks to me every single day and tells me about all the healing that is happening in her family because she is healing. And when it comes to thinking about how your children are, what I want you to know is if you have a dysregulated child, it's not your fault. You have done the very best you possibly can do. But a dysregulated child came from a dysregulated, family from growing up that way. And when you've got a child that is anxious, that child is anxious because there was a behaviour that not necessarily they got from you, but from everybody around them that made them very anxious. That's why your child, can also be avoidant, for example. Your child is avoidant because you were either emotionally unavailable or other people were around them, which actually makes them an avoidant person. And when it comes to wanting to heal those wounds, like I say, the best place to start is start with you. From my own experience, I started with my own inner child. And that's what I coach so many parents in my practice with is heal your inner child. And when you start doing that, and if you are a parent that has young children, let me give you one massive tip here that's going to really, truly help you. When you're doing stuff with your own inner child, you can do that when you're doing things with your children. I've got a lovely client in her 60s, and she does things with her inner child with her grandchildren. And she will say things like, I'm just playing with my inner child. Her inner child has a name, and I won't give that away because it's not fair on that client. But for want of a better word, she will allow her inner child to come out when she has her grandchildren with her. That is allowing her inner child to feel safe. That is her allowing her inner child to have fun. And guess what? That is incredibly healing for that person. And the same is true for you. Aren't you somebody that you would love to be happy, you would have creativity, you would love to laugh, you'd love to just have a much better life, right? But what needs to happen is we start with the most smallest version of us. And one of the things that I'm so passionate about, and I'm very different to other client trauma practices, is I believe before we do any healing whatsoever, and we look at our trauma and we look at our wounds, please take this from me, make your inner child feel safe. Safety is for your inner child or any part of you is created through consistency. And the only way you're going to start making your inner child feel safe, and if you are somebody that grew up with abandonment issues, you are passing that abandonment on to your children. If you grew up with rejection or trust issues, I guarantee you right now your children have issues and problems trusting because they saw it from you. Again, doesn't make you a bad parent, but what I'd love to say is when you start doing that inner child work, your problems with trust, your problems with abandonment, your problems with rejection, your problems with unfairness, they're going to change by you starting to work with your inner child. I also want you to know that whatever you do with your inner child right here, right now, because time doesn't exist, time is not linear, it changes everything back then. One of the things that I'm incredibly passionate about is helping people like you become the mum and dad you always wanted back then that you never had. It doesn't mean your parents got it wrong. It's not, this is not a bashing your parents. This is not a bashing you. This is take accountability. Be that person that makes that huge, massive change. I made a very recent video just up here. If you were the person who was the black sheep of the family, then I want you to know that actually you are the person that is the healer. Everything starts with you. But what we do as people is we look externally all the time and we go, it's that person's problem, it's that person's problem. Every single trigger that happens in your life is because it's asking you to heal trauma inside of yourself. And like I say, when it comes to working with your inner child, that is the safety. That is the consistency. Safety is showing up for your inner child in the morning, showing up for them at night, reading them bedtime stories, doing activities with them. Like I gave the example there with my client and her grandchildren. That really has helped her inner child more than anything whatsoever. Do things with them weekly, but do it consistently. When you show up consistently, even if it is 2 minutes, you could be a mum, for example, watching this video and you are run off your feet. You don't have a single bit of time. Let me tell you, those 2 minutes that you spend with that inner child means more than anything. And I want you to think back to when you were a kid. Did presents really matter to you when you were a child? This could probably hit you quite deep. Or did time matter? Were you somebody that longed for your mum and dad, and you longed for connection, you longed for closeness? Are you an adult now that feels so alone, like nobody gets you, like everything, the weight of the world is on your shoulders? You are the caretaker, you carry everything, you do everything. That is your inner child living through you, and you're passing that on to your children. But again, it's your responsibility, the person watching this, to do that healing. And like I say, start with your inner child. That's why I created my inner child reset. That is my own teachings. That isn't from AI. That is, I've put something together in a 30-day course, and it allows you to follow the steps that I took. So my inner child reset, it teaches you what to do in the morning, it teaches you what to do at night, what to do weekly, and it's also got all your bedtime stories. And it literally says, do this for 30 days and your inner child will feel safe. The best thing about my reset, there's no trauma. I don't believe personally, honestly, that you going for talking therapy, going to talk to somebody about your trauma before your inner child feels safe is going to help you. Because I want you to think about the fact that actually, when you do talk to people about your trauma over and over and you don't feel safe in your body, you just keep looping and you keep going around and around and around. So anyway, to end here, I truly do believe that your children are your walking wounds, but it stops and it starts with you. It is for you to do that deep, deep inner work. And like I say, if you want to start anywhere, start with your inner child. Yes, you can do my reset or come and do a session with me. I would love to be somebody that could give you the gift of your inner child. It's the one greatest thing I ever did in my life. Was in 2016, I was diagnosed with multiple personality. I started with my inner child. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't. But what I do have now is the most beautiful life in the whole wide world. And I want you to have that. I want you to know it is possible, that no matter how your children are today, start with you. You are their parent. You are their caregiver. They learn everything from you. You are your children's place of safety. And you can do this. And there are so many tools out there. And like I say, you clicked on this video for a reason. I hope my teachings help. Subscribe. I've got loads of other videos. I've got a massive playlist full of inner child stuff and parts work that you can do. Anyway, I hope you got a lot of value from this video. And it wasn't a you're a rubbish parent. This is a, hey, do something amazing today. Start working on your inner child. And know that that is the key to be able to help your dysregulated child who is screaming or doing whatever. Because when you start with you, that's where everything changes. I hope this has helped. Take care. Cheers to that. Bye-bye.